And hey, we are back with another Web Wednesday. It is a new year and a stronger you as we take moments every single Wednesday to go over things like prayer, Bible reading, mental health. What does it look like to operate in our faith in an election year and more? It's so sit back as we get into episode 3 of our series, Binge Reading the Bible. I don't know what you do on a day where it is just muggy and rainy and gross, but we love to just stay in our PJs, lounge and relax, and watch some movies. And so we were flipping through Disney Plus and we saw that the the live action version of Aladdin was on there. We're like, man, let's give that a whirl. We were watching it. It was pretty good. And as we're watching through it, it hit me the part, and we even talked about it on Sunday, this idea of trust. Aladdin, who is masquerading as Prince Ali, and he's going through, spoiler alert, sorry, and he's masquerading as the prince to get the princess's attention, and he flies on over on the magic carpet, and he wants her to go take a ride on this carpet. And she's very apprehensive, and he reaches out his hand, and he says, "Do you trust me?" And she kind of looks, he said, "Do you trust me?" And apprehensively, she gets on the carpet and they fly away. But it was one of those moments where the girls are like, they're like, ooh, and watching it go through. I thought, man, how many times have I or have you been asked by God, truly in moments where we should have, do you trust him? And we go, oh, I don't know. I don't know if it'll work out for me. Even on Sunday, we had the water in the cup illustration. You can go back and watch it on the podcast. And well, each and every service, people are a little apprehensive to trust when you say, hey, I need you to pour that water on your head, because it seems counterintuitive to our own understanding. And well, I want to draw your attention to a passage over in the book of Proverbs. It's in Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. And the writer shares this with us. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. You see, I know that my understanding isn't always the best. And I'm willing to bet that no matter how smart you think you are, how wise you think you may be, there have been moments where you made a decision to go one way, and well, it didn't end the way that you hoped. And God always guides us to what is true and what is best for us. But we tend to be in a hurry. We call ourselves very busy. We almost wear that as a badge of honor, instead of saying, you know what, in this moment, should I just pause and see what God would guide me to do? You know, we encountered this as a family a couple summers ago. We were planning for a trip to go out of town, and normally my wife, she's really great at finding deals on hotels, and so she's planning it. She's saying, what's the date again? I tell her the date, and she's scrambling to do it because we had just gotten paid and she was ready to make the reservation. I said, are you sure you checked the date? She said, I checked the date, but she did it really, really fast. Well, we get to the day that we're going to be leaving, and we get in the car and we drive on out of town, and we get to the hotel where we're going to be staying. We're standing there at the counter. All the kids have their bags. We've parked the car. We're waiting there, and the woman across the counter says, "Ma'am, I can't seem to find your reservation." And so my wife pulls out her phone, because now we have a digital record of everything that we've done, and she pulls up the reservation and said, here's the number where we reserved it for this day. And the woman's going through that. She said, ma'am, can I see your phone? She said, sure. And my wife is very patient along the way. I don't always have that patience, trying to calm the girls down. Daddy, can we just Daddy, can we swim? Hold on. And finally, after a couple of moments, the woman across the counter says, ma'am, you did book it for this date. The only problem is you booked it for next year on this date. My wife's face, I love her to death. She was just like, oh my goodness. And the woman across the counter said, there's no more rooms available. And our kids were like, what? And the lady was so great, and she was very patient and started going through and looking at some things and was finally able to find us a room, but it took a little while. And all the while on my wife's face, and she's usually great about this stuff, I could tell that she was mortified. And the look on her face said, I know what happened. I know the conversation that we had. I know you even said, hey, did you check the date? It's all those things that we think we know, right? Because we know what we did, quote unquote. We know what we said. We know what our decision was. But is it always the best decision? See, sometimes in a hurry, in the busyness of life, we tend to forget that God has a better way. And the only way to know his way is to actually be in tune with what he says. And I was drawn to this kind of bottom line for us in this Web Wednesday, and it's this: God's wisdom guides you to the path he knows is best for you and others. And the only way that you know God's wisdom to be able to move on the path he designed for you is to dive into his word, to pray to him daily, to be connected with him regularly in engagement in a church community on Sundays and weekend services, being in a small group where you're sharing with other people regularly about life and learning and growing together. And we want to help you with that in the new year. Over at our .info page, at the Bible Tools tab, we have everything that you can use to be able to grow in your faith. And we want to read the Bible in 2020. And not just simply read it to have knowledge, but to read it and understand it and apply it to have wisdom. And over there, we want to draw your attention to two links. There is the Download the Bible app tab. It's very easy to do. And then you can come back to that page and click on the Bible in 2020 and follow along on a reading plan. Over there, there's a chat bubble, and if you run into anything that you're unsure about, send us a message, and we'd love to be able to help you with that. But we want to help you in your journey with God so that you can grow in 2020 to be the man, to be the woman that God designed you to be. Because we believe it's a new year, and we firmly believe that it can be a stronger you spiritually when you engage him. We're praying for you. Can't wait till next Wednesday. We'll see you as we're in episode 4 of Binge Read the Bible.